What's going on, guys? The Arid Lord's back. Trying not to make these hiatuses a consistent theme of the channel. I did want a specific kind of video for you guys this past week, and there have been a bunch of things going on that are relevant to the channel, and this is kind of like a channel update. There's no really Walking Dead topics to discuss. I would rather just wait until the season premieres, and I think I've done my predictions. I could do different topics, but I think for now, in terms of the Walking Dead content, I'm gonna wait. You might see some different gaming content coming from me, but I had planned a special video for the channel if certain things happened. And the thing is, I was hoping for the video only if events out of my control occurred. And it was going to be a 10,000 subscriber special, because I'm not sure if you guys noticed. Some of my fans did. I got some comments, but I hit 10,000 subscribers, which is huge. Not just for my Walking Dead fans, but for any of my gaming fans from way, 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 way back. And I want to do something special for it. An official video that kind of thanks everybody, and it celebrates the occasion properly. And I don't think there's any rule as to when I can do that, because I wanted the video to be when I hit 10,000 subscribers, and since that's been for a few days now, I think it's kind of up to me when I film that. And I have some ideas for later this year, and I think I'm waiting for that kind of special moment for it to happen. So let's just say it'll happen sometime in 2018, okay? Now, my original idea for it was to, and I'm going to spoil this because it doesn't really matter anymore. I was going to go to the Patriots Super Bowl parade for them winning Super Bowl 52. And you might be saying to yourself, well, they didn't win Super Bowl 52. Well, yeah, that's exactly why I'm trying to remember the past right now. This is probably the best Super Bowl that they've ever won, the one from last year, Super Bowl 51. But you guys know I'm a Patriots fan. I've worn jerseys and shirts just like I'm wearing now on the channel before. Some of my fans have voiced that they're Patriots fans. I mean, this is football. It doesn't have anything to do with The Walking Dead or video gaming, any of the topics I usually discuss. I did have a reaction video a few weeks ago where I went to a bar where a whole bunch of people with me and friends and stuff, we were watching the AFC Championship game, a really close nail-biter down-to-the-wire game that they won, and it was just, the bar was just erupting, and everyone was happy and clapping, and the Super Bowl party that I threw at my friends, I hope that I thought that would be the same, and I think I'm going to talk about that a little bit, because it's just been frustrating, because with the amount of free time I have had lately doing projects on my own, and just having to mull over a Super Bowl loss. Now, it sucks, because this NFL season was one that I followed super closely, like every single game, and I was never really a big follower of football really at all. And the last time the Patriots lost in the Super Bowl before this was in 2012, and I remember being really, really sick for that game. And again, I wasn't as invested in football. I was doing video game content all the time. So really, the periods that I got into football was 2 down-to-the-wire games with Super Bowl 49 and 51, where crazy things had to happen in order for the Patriots to win their 4th and 5th Super Bowls. And I was in college when they happened, and it happened at the best possible time, and it was just crazy. It was momentous. It was crazy, and I enjoyed it a lot. In this case, man, it's somebody like Tom Brady who I look up to as loving his craft and doing anything he can to perfect his craft. And just the hate that he gets, maybe because he is the greatest quarterback of all time, and people don't like that. They want their team to have a shot. There's all of the myths about them cheating. which have been disproven. There was actually a really cool video series I've been watching from a Cardinals fan who has made videos talking about how the Patriots have never cheated. It's cool. It's, you know, he breaks down the evidence of every single accusation. It's really nice. He removes all bias because he's a diehard Cardinals fan apparently. But yeah, it's interesting. But not to get off topic. I think if I'm going to rant perfectly honestly, honestly here, I think I'm going to say that the defense lost us the game. I mean, the fact that a backup quarterback in Nick Foles was able to put 41 points on the Patriots, like, and doing trick plays where he was on the offensive line of scrimmage, but then again they aren't so certain about that, and it was weird. It was weird. I know the one or two mess ups is that's what the haters flock to. The fact that Brady couldn't catch that ball that was thrown to him. Now, for me, I don't know why they would even do that play. Okay, like, regardless of the fact that he couldn't catch it, well, I mean, like, he had just injured his right throwing hand a few weeks ago when it ripped against the belt strap of Rex Burkhead's helmet. And he had that bandage on it during the AFC Championship game, and he threw the ball pretty well, but he didn't have the bandage on for the Super Bowl, and I don't know. I mean, he's not really a receiver. I don't know if has there ever been a play where he has been the receiver, like one of his players has thrown the ball to him. Like, it's, you know, his forte is throwing killer passes, and I don't know why they would put him in a circumstance where he has to then catch it. Like, they have so many good receivers. I don't know why they made him catch the ball. I mean, the funny thing is, if he had caught it, he would have got a first down and it would have worked. But I know he blames himself for it. But again, like, with all of, I just feel like there were many different types of plays that they could have ran instead. Because look at the rest of the game. They were putting points on the Eagles left and right without doing any of that stuff. I mean, you know, Gronkowski, how many freaking receptions did Gronkowski have during this game? You know, 2 weeks ago being concussed and then coming back and just, he was a monster in this game, man. He had so many receptions, 33 points total for the Patriots. You know, technically 37 if you counted Gostkowski's fucking botched extra point and then botched field goal, which is just, you know, that I don't know. There were just some weird mistakes. Because that's always what it comes down to in the Super Bowl. You know, one team does everything right, and one team makes just a few mistakes. I mean, we saw that last year. I mean, I saw that last year with the Falcons. You know, they were up 28-3, and they made every possible wrong mistake, and the Patriots capitalized and were making everything all the right plays, and they were able to tie that game and then come back in overtime and win it. So this was just the other side of the momentum swing where, you know, Nick Foles' offense was just, they were just doing everything right, but our defense also just didn't stack the defense properly to deal with this. I think they thought that the Eagles were going to run the ball a lot. I think they were like, oh, well, Nick Foles, he can throw a football, but he's not as good as Brady. They won't have as much confidence in him to throw the ball. And so they're going to go to LeGarrette Blount, who was our player last year, that was frustrating to see Chris Long and LeGarrette Blount, who were two Patriots players who won the Super Bowl with us last year. Now they've won it again, but with the opposite team that defeated us. Like, it sucks so much, man, because I remember, like, some of the highlights of Super Bowl 51 where LeGarrette Blount was telling Tom Brady he's the greatest of all time, and he was just so happy, and just... it just sucks that, you know, now I understand that's how trades work with players, but for him to go to another team that happens to beat the Patriots the very next year, it's just you know, a dagger in the heart, man. You know, considering he was such a big part and just this big moral support of the team that won this Super Bowl, for him to then, because he got a touchdown, he had a few runs that nobody could tackle him, and I knew it. Like, I knew, you know, the blunt force drama, all the shirts that people had when he was on the Patriots. I mean, look at the AFC Championship game against the Steelers in 2017. I mean, he had some insane insane plays. The Steelers couldn't bring him down, and I was like, damn, we're glad we have him. And now, we fucking give him up. That's like giving up Gronkowski to fucking like the Giants or something, and then they come and beat us in the Super Bowl or something. Like, well, I don't even know. I mean, Gronkowski at this point, he's talking crazy talk about, possibly retiring from football. He might become a Hollywood actor. Like, no, dude, like, you're only 28, and you're like 6'6", one of the best fucking, if not the best tight ends in the league. What are you doing, man? Like, I know Julian Edelman's going to be back. I'm assuming Hightower's going to be back. Because, I mean, there were some key players that were out for this Super Bowl, okay? I don't want to go too much into the Malcolm Butler thing because that's still a mystery. I guess maybe the rumor is that he broke rules and then they benched him. So, whatever. And then, he's a cornerback. So I think, again, Bill Belichick stacked this defense in a certain way. He just, in his mind, he thought that the offense was going to operate a certain way. And it didn't operate that way. Doug Peterson and Nick Foles tricked Bill Belichick. And they just kept doing all these... there were a lot of gutsy plays. Seriously, Doug Peterson was gambling all the time, and we were just not... We weren't operating properly to stop his gambling. That's the main thing here, because... how many times... So they went for it on 4th and goal, and then they did that stupid trick play that we did, which... There were some people saying, like, were they properly lined up on the offensive line of scrimmage? Because I've seen some posts saying where they didn't think they were. So there was that play, and then there was a 4th and 1 or something all the way from like their 40 or their 30, and of course they converted. Like, the thing is, when we got that, stopped them on 3rd down, and it was 4th and 1, I was like, dude, they're gonna go for it. Like, Doug Peterson has been making gutsy call after gutsy call. And one of the reasons he's making these gutsy calls is because our defense isn't fucking proving that they can stop him. So, if the defense had been making plays and stopping Nick Foles, then I don't think Doug Peterson would have probably gone for it. He probably would have been like, well, just punt it. Just punt it. I mean, how many times did the Eagles or the Patriots punt in this game? It was people were saying that this game was like a basketball game where one team gets the ball, they score some points. The other team gets the ball, they score some points. This was literally it. Forget, Tom Brady would go down, get touchdown or field goal. Nick Foles, same thing, touchdown or field goal. Like, it was just back and forth trading points, and it was basically, it came down to the wire of whoever made the last play of the game. And the Eagles won by 8, which is basically a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Mainly because, they made that key play where... what was it? Brandon Graham stripped the ball away from Brady and then took it. I mean, that could have been it, man. I mean, Tom Brady had 2 minutes and 20. I think it was 2 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. He had the 2-minute warning, and then I also think he had 1 timeout. So he had more than... I think that was what he had during the AFC Championship game against the Jaguars. Yeah, he had honestly more than enough time to go down there and win that game, because that was when the score was 33-38. The Eagles had failed their 2-point conversion, and if the Patriots got a touchdown, they would have been ahead by a point. And if they got a 2-point conversion, they would have been ahead by a field goal. So that was it. Like if Brady had not, if he had protected the football, like if he saw Brandon Graham coming and just protected the football, took the sack, and then made up for it on 3rd down, like... Yeah. It's just annoying because you see Brady engineer these huge comebacks, and that was his shot. If Brandon Graham hadn't done that, like, I honestly think that fucking Brady would have engineered. He was moving the ball down the field. He was moving the ball down the field with Gronk and Amendola. Rex Burkhead got some good yards. A lot of his players, James White had touchdown, Super Bowl hero from last year. I think it's frustrating because you know the capacity. You know that in a sense they should have won this game because in my opinion, they were the better team. On offense, they were the better team. Defense, not so sure about that. But then again, both defenses were giving up points left and right. For as great as they were saying, the Eagles, the only defensive play the Eagles made was that with the Brandon Graham play. That was it. They made one play that sealed the game for them. Okay? And even then, they only got a field goal, and Brady still had a minute to go down the field, but he didn't have any timeouts. He had to rush his plays, and it ended up in a fucking Hail Mary, just like Super Bowl 46. But this game was a little different from Super Bowl 46 because Brady threw for 505 fucking yards, which I'm pretty sure is a Super Bowl record. And you would think 33 points, 505 yards. Oh, that means, they must have won the game. I mean, how can a team that scores that many points lose a game? Like, when was the last time that a team in the Super Bowl scored 33 points and that wasn't enough to win the game? Like, just because at least, like, the two Super Bowls that they lost to the Giants, they had 14 points, 17 points. They were low-scoring games, all right? Both of those games, because both the Patriots and Giants offense and defense were pretty evenly matched. And it was really just whoever made one critical play, and that ended up being the fucking Manningham catch and the Tyree catch. So it was really, who made that last play of the game. For the Giants, for Super Bowls 42 and 46, that's literally what it came down to. For this game, it's like the defenses weren't playing in this fucking game. Both teams were just exchanging offensive drives left and right in this game. It was just, from a scoring perspective, it was fun because, you look at the highlights for this game and it's like Patriots, then fucking Eagles. The first quarter started with both teams getting field goals. On both of their opening drives. And I think this officially, this was the drought because I think the Patriots. How long had the Patriots gone without scoring in the first quarter? I know they didn't score a touchdown, but I guess a field goal still counts. But still, man, it was weird. Like even the Eagles. I remember the Eagles. He missed an extra point. Made it 3-9. So there were weird misses. There were weird misses on every side of the fucking ball. And it's annoying because I seriously believe that if the defense had played a little better and they had made one or two more plays in all four quarters of that game, they could have at least stopped one touchdown, one run of that sort, and just given Brady the lead he needed to feel comfortable and get scores and hold a lead. They were only in the lead for once during this game. It was 33-32. They had the lead for by 1 point for one possession of this game. And again, you can't expect Brady to do it all. He has to rely on a defense that can make its plays. Why do you think they won Super Bowl 49? Because Malcolm Butler, the guy who was not playing this entire game, made a key interception. The defense came in clutch when it needed to. And the same thing for Super Bowl 51. Hightower knocked the ball out of Matt Ryan's hands and recovered it in Patriots territory, and that let them score a touchdown. So a good the defense has to assist the offense. It can't all just be the offense, and I feel like Brady was trying to be the acrobatic and do everything this game. Literally do everything by fucking catching that ball that he couldn't catch. And he just didn't have the support. So, I needed to do that. I needed to rant because I've been, there's not many, my roommates were watching the game with me. They know, one of my roommates is a Giants fan, but, because the Eagles are division rivals, I'm pretty sure he wanted the Patriots to win anyways. But yeah, I've just needed to get this off my chest because I've just been super frustrated that, again, it's that horrible feeling, your team loses in the Super Bowl, but also loses to a game that they should have won. They lost to fucking Nick Foles, for Christ's sakes. The last time Tom Brady lost to a quarterback in a playoff game, do you know when that was? It was January of 2016 to fucking Peyton Manning. It was the last time Manning and Brady ever played against each other in the AFC Championship game. And they lost that game by 2 points because Gostkowski missed an extra point where they could have tied the game. So, because honestly, if you think about it, that was the last time because they've won all of their divisional games this season and then they won them all last year and the Super Bowl last year. So the last fucking quarterback that he lost to before Nick Foles was Peyton Manning. And, Manning is another monster quarterback, and that, those are two competitors that go down to the wire. And you would expect that. I mean, even Eli Manning to a certain extent. But then Nick Foles, a fucking backup. Like, you almost wonder how this game would have been different if Carson Wentz had played. Maybe he wouldn't have been as gutsy as fucking Nick Foles was. I don't know. Oh, jeez, man. The thing is, Josh McDaniels turned down the Colts job, and he's going to be with the Patriots again. That's cool. It looks like they want him to take over as head coach once Belichick retires. It seems like that's what they're doing by holding him with the Patriots. Matt Patricia's gone, but maybe, the defense was struggling all year. And, there were telling signs of this. All fucking year, there were signs of the defense struggling like hell. And again, I don't know if that's because Hightower is out, because Hightower is, one of their, if not their best defensive linebacker, who was out with an injury. There were games where their defense let up plays after play. Think about the game against the Texans. I think it was week 3. Yeah, the game against the Texans. If Brady hadn't thrown that miracle pass to Brandon Cooks, they would have lost that game. The defense gave up 33 points to the Texans, and because Brady is a monster and the greatest quarterback of all time, he was able to put them in the lead and win the game. But, you can't ask him to do that every single time, which is what happened in the Super Bowl, and even so, he still threw for an insane number of yards, which should count for something. And he was the MVP. He was the MVP of the regular season. I don't know, man. I guess, congratulations to the Eagles because, hey, they've never won a Super Bowl. So, you know what? We have 5. We have 5. That's only, 2 organizations can say that. The 49ers and the Cowboys. Isn't that correct? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. But then again, they did that over, many, many, many years. We've done all of this in the 21st century with one fucking quarterback. Well, maybe 2 if you count Bledsoe's hand in the first one. But mostly one quarterback who's done all of this. And we were on the verge of getting our 6 and tying the fucking Steelers because, the Steelers will always say that. They talk so much shit. I remember, I think it was one of the Steelers players was commenting on Brady not catching the ball that was thrown to him. And he was being a wise ass. And I was like, what the these Steelers players talk so much trash. Does anyone remember a few weeks ago when they were looking forward to their rematch against the Patriots in the AFC Championship game, and they completely got blindsided by the Jaguars because of how fucking inflated their ego was? Oh man, if there's one team fan base I just do not like, it's the fucking Steelers. Holy shit. I have a friend of mine who's actually a Steelers fan, but he's one of the more respectable Steelers fans. But I don't know, man. Just so much of the talent on that team. They're just so cocky. They're just like, oh yeah, we'll easily get to the championship game. Let's forget the fact that the Jaguars pounced on us earlier in the season. Yeah, let's just assume we're gonna get to the championship game, and then the Jaguars shit all over them and beat them. So. They were looking ahead, and that's what the Patriots never do. They never look ahead. They never take their opponents for granted. And they didn't take the Eagles for granted. They were praising the Eagles' offensive rush, defensive rush. They were really analyzing and praising every aspect of this Eagles team, which is why with the 2 weeks they had, I just can't believe Bill Belichick made the defensive calls that he did. Because if he had stacked the defense maybe a little differently, maybe had Malcolm play, I think it would have been different because they were throwing the ball a lot. So if you had a good cornerback or somebody to really get in front of those passes, you could have made some play. And what happened to James Harrison? James Harrison, the guy we got from the fucking Steelers who was making some big plays against Blake Bortles in the fucking AFC Championship game. I didn't see him sack Nick Foles once. Did Nick Foles even get sacked once? I know he threw a really loopy interception. But other than that, I think he didn't get sacked at all. He just comfortably in the pocket, just lobbing balls. Just lobbing fucking balls. And, That's something we got to work on for next year. You know, that's the thing. Like, I have no doubt in Super Bowl 53 that our team will be back. And we seem to be winning Super Bowls like every 2 years. You know, 49, 51. You know, I don't know. Let's see if we can fucking make it to 53. You know, Brady's still Brady. You're gonna have Edelman. You're gonna have your talent back, and yeah, and you know, again, they're in the AFC, the AFC East. The opponents they face aren't the greatest, I suppose, and you know that's not their choice to be in that division. So it just happens the way it does. So, anyway, that's my rant about Super Bowl 52. Because you know I'm a diehard Pats fan, and I just really look up to how Tom Brady takes care of himself and his craft and his players, and it's always devastating when they lose like this. And I think this is the first Super Bowl loss I've really had to experience, because this is really the first year I was closely following football, and then this happens. So yeah, I was going to make a 10,000 subscriber video special of me going to the Patriots parade and seeing the guys on the float and getting to see the interviews and maybe meeting a player or two, but that's not happening. So I'm going to have to do something else for my 10,000 subscriber special, and it's going to be coming sometime in 2018. I don't want to rush it. I don't want to, because, you know, I was like, maybe I can just do a video talking about my history or talking about something about The Walking Dead, but I mean, you guys have heard stuff like that before. I already have a video where I talk about my history, my 7-year channel anniversary. I have a video like that, so there's no need for me to make a second version of that. And I want it to be special. This is 10,000, man. This is a big landmark for the channel, and I've got more than 5,000 videos on this channel. And again, a lot of those are just gameplay duplicates from years ago when I was in high school and had a lot of free time to play video games all the time. But I want to do something meaningful for this, and I'm going to think of some ideas. So just I wanted to throw it out there that I am thinking of ideas, and just hold your horses because it's coming at some point. So thank you guys for watching this. I think the majority of this video was me ranting about the Patriots in Super Bowl 52. And literally as I speak, because I'm making this video on Thursday, literally as I speak, the Eagles are having their parade, literally right now. So there you go. So whatever. Again, they've never won. Okay, the Falcons almost won their first. I mean, come on, every team deserves, I guess, at some point to have their first Super Bowl trophy, and you know, hey, they got it. So congrats to the Eagles, even though I think some of their fans are fucking batshit crazy. I mean, you see the shit they were doing to their city? They were like burning cars. Like, it literally, someone made a post saying this is how The Walking Dead starts, because it looked like the scene from Fear the Walking Dead where everyone was rioting in the streets. That's literally what the city of Philadelphia looked like after this game. And I guarantee you, even if they lost, they still would have been burning shit and flipping out like a bunch of animals. So whatever. The fans didn't play in the Super Bowl. The Eagles players did. So congrats to them, not the fans, because they're ludicrous and insane. Whatever. But yes, every once in a while, a team deserves to have a Super Bowl victory. Okay? That being said, I will see you guys later. And hopefully, in the 2018 season, I can cover some more Patriots stuff for you guys. I'm hoping to go to a game. I'm actually hoping to go to a home Patriots game. I'm not sure. I saw their roster. They're playing the Vikings and the Packers for the first time in a long time. They haven't played those teams in a very, very long time. And they're both home games. The Vikings are home. I'm not sure if the Packers are. They may be. Aaron Rodgers. I mean, when was the last time Aaron Rodgers and Brady fought in a game? I think it's been like years, hasn't it? So it'll be interesting, Fucking Aaron Rodgers was injured a lot of this season. The Packers had a very fluky season because of, Aaron Rodgers' injury. So I don't know. We'll see. It's always a toss-up what teams... I mean, did you really think the Eagles were going to be a contender coming into this year? Like, I didn't fucking think so. And then, Carson Wentz just kind of took everyone by storm, and then he got injured, and everyone was like, oh, the Eagles are done. I thought the Eagles were done, and somehow fucking Nick Foles saved them. Crazy things happen in football. That's why. The sport could go one way or the other, and that's why everyone likes to see it. But at the same time, I like to follow the talent, and I know Brady is the best quarterback out there, and it's annoying when he plays a good game, but other components can't come together to help him. So it's not like basketball where, the player's always on the court. Brady is off the field when the defense is on the field. So, he's only there for part of the game, so he can't be there all the time. So, all right, so thank you guys. I will see you later. And, I know I have some Patriots fans on here. I guess write your comments about, how did you watch the game? What did you feel about the game? Why do you think they lost? I already put it into writing why I think they lost. So, all of that and more. And then The Walking Dead will be returning in a few weeks. It's stupid because this is going to be a longer hiatus. I'm going to look at my calendar here. We have technically 2 weeks. We have 2 weeks until The Walking Dead comes back. It's later. For some reason, it's later. It's the 25th. So, the reactions will start up then. Again, that's also why there's been a bit of a drought of content on my channel. You guys know that the fall and spring are the peak times for when I put out content. So when The Walking Dead's not on, it affects what content I'm putting on the channel. So. Alright, with that being said, thank you guys, and I will see you later for more content, probably Walking Dead of some sort. Peace out.